The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yeah. I am back. Oh my gosh. Guys, I am back. Welcome to Ride Along Live. I took a whole week off and I'm back. Happy to be back in the building. How are you guys doing? Lord, let me tell you, first and foremost, I miss you guys. I seriously miss you guys. I honestly miss you guys. And the funny thing is, I don't know why, because I'm supposed to be on vacation. And I'm here saying, I wonder how Gloria doing. I wonder how Lacey J doing. I wonder what they're doing now. Huh? I wonder what Val doing. Huh? I'm thinking about you guys. How you guys been? Thank you for everyone who followed up, everyone who messaged me, everyone who kept in touch. Thank you. I am back. Jennifer Lawrence, thank you. All right, guys, so give me a nice welcome back after a whole entire week. Give me some love. Just press the love, man. Yeah? And tag a friend, guys. Give me some stars, please. Give me some stars. Because today we have an interesting program lined up for you guys. Very interesting program. Marva, how you doing? I miss you too, Marva. Who else? Yeah, I miss everybody. All right. Share the thing, everybody. Share the thing. I have some updates and information for you guys. Yeah, I have some updates and information for you guys. So before I do that, just share. Because a couple people already complaining that they don't get notification. Valetta Solomon, how are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Alicia Alexander, how you doing? Corey Bailey, I see you. I miss you too, Corey Bailey. I don't understand how you say I don't big you up, Corey Bailey. I always bigging you up. Corey Bailey, big up yourself. Corey Bailey, loyal love. Big up. All right, guys. 2 pieces of announcement before we start. One, if anyone know of someone where I could go and get a real good chiropractor or some therapy on my back, I hurt my back in the gym while I was on the cruise. So from time to time, you guys might see me going like this. It's still pain, it's still hurting me. So if anybody know of a good chiropractor where I could go and get that sorted out, please let me know. Right? First thing. Second thing, guys. So in the intro to the program, we did say that tonight we will be having the husband of a former minister that will be on the program to give us some updated information, right? Right before we started, the husband of that former minister just advised us that he would like to do an entire show where he come on and tell his whole story, because he do feel that there are so many things that he needs to discuss. He don't want a portion, he don't want a part, he don't want a segment, he want a whole hour, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we honor that request, and the gentleman will be on sometime this week to tell his full story, is some information that he believed that is very necessary that he needs to get out on the platform here. And we're going to honor that request and give him a full hour. Thanks for the star. Give him a full hour. And he probably might come in with the minister as well. Who knows? So he requests to have a full entire hour by himself. And why not? Yeah, we're going to do that. Nevertheless, guys, we do have a very exciting lineup for you guys. And I must say that I am one, I always like to hear all different perspectives. And Kenwa, how are you doing? Today, help me welcome, he's no stranger to Ride Along Live. He's been here before. He is a goodly friend from my area as a former agriculture minister. He is Mr. Micheal Baptiste. Micheal, you could just wait for them still. Micheal is here. Yes, he could hear me. And ladies and gentlemen, first time on the ride, this man, let me say that my next guest, my other guests, we oftentimes disagree on a lot of things. But I love him as a brother. This guy, I followed his career dating back to the first Fire song he sang, right? And he's here to chat with us right now to tell us what's on his mind, to chat a little bit about music and politics and what's happening. Papa Jerry, Mr. Jerry Baptiste. How are you doing, my friend, Jerry Baptiste?
Love, respect, and manners. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for chiming in. All right, guys, so we're going to start right in, right? There's so much to discuss. I don't even know where to start. But let's start with this. Earlier this week, guys, we saw what we call a massive release of information by former Minister Delma Thomas. She came out and she basically spilled the beans on a lot of internal party matters. But it was to be expected because, over the past couple weeks and months, there were talks in the media that there was some sort of rift among the political leader, Dr. Kit Micheal, and Delma Thomas. Remember, she came to New York and, she been on the program, and you guys know what she said prior to she making that announcement. So Friday, in her a town hall meeting in her constituency, she went out and she had a lot to say, right? We're going to play back some of what she said here today and get some comments from my good friends here, Mr. Micheal Roberts, and of course, Mr. Micheal Baptiste, and Jerry Baptiste. All right, so let's start with you, Mr. Baptiste, Mr. Jerry Baptiste, Papa Jerry himself. Jerry, did you get a chance to see Delma Thomas town hall press conference, what have you, conversation that she had?
In its entirety.
Okay, all right. Sum it up in a little bit for me as an introduction. What was your thoughts on her coming out and expressing all that she expressed during that press conference town hall meeting?
I would like to say that I love the lady. I think she's a very nice person. Her personality is very warm. She is someone that when she speaks, it's like you can tell there are certain levels of genuine attributes to her words. She can deliver in a simple way. I like how she speaks from her heart, you know. But common sense tells me that when you're a part of an organization, there is something that one has to understand, that there is a certain level of loyalty that needs to happen.
Right.
And if someone has a problem with their institution, I honestly believe that after you exhaust all possibilities with the institution, you would decide whether or not you're going to leave or whether or not you're going to stay. Now, if you decide to stay, you have to exhaust those options. But if you have already made up your mind to leave, then I think the admirable thing to do is to resign from the party, and then you hold your press conference to express yourself on your reasons why to your constituents.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we get a framework from where you're coming from that perspective. Mr. Michael Roberts, sir, what was your take? Did you get a chance to see Delma Thomas's press conference, town hall meeting, what have
Of
you?
course, of course I did. Of course I did. It saddens me to some point because, of course, there is a family relation connection. She is a genuine person. She has had a very good, outstanding political career. She's someone who reaches out to everyone. She's approachable. She has a good heart. She's a people's person and a good person to have on a team. Um, I heard Brother Jerry utterances, and I swear to God, Brother Jerry, you probably must have been eavesdropping on my conversation because I expressed the same sentiments earlier. Now, those are party matters. Party matters. And when you're in a party, you have to adhere to certain rules. There are certain matters that you classify as confidential. There are certain issues that needs ventilating in a party retreat and not necessarily on a political platform or in a townhouse gathering. Um, I believe the relationship between the member for St. Andrews Northwest and the leader of the opposition has gotten to the point now where the only decent and honorable thing for Sister Delma to do is to inform the Governor General that she no longer have confidence in the leader of the opposition and to notify the Speaker as a matter of protocol so that he can arrange proper sitting for her as an independent member of the House of Representatives. The people don't elect members to talk about party matters. Your party matters are matters that they expect you to handle internally. Um, at the moment, there's a lot of issues that needs ventilation, and the warring between Sister Delma and Dr. Micheal is doing a disservice to the country because at the time the people are entitled to a strong opposition. And if you're a member of the opposition and you're not taking instructions from the leader of the opposition, as Brother Jerry said and I've said earlier, you need to look at it closely and say, okay, I will hand in my resignation, not from your parliamentary seat, because you don't have to. It's a personal decision, except you want to quit immediately. But resign from the party.
Resign from the party.
Instruct from the party.
Right.
And go on and sit in parliament as an independent member, or your other option is to cross the floor and tell your constituents why you feel you want to cross the floor. But you can't stay on the River Stone and bad talk the River Stone like that and talk about the River Stone like that. It does not work like that in Grenada politics. And moreover, we have not matured to the level where we've seen the MP from the representative from a constituency is accompanying her opponent to in the constituency on political matters.
Micheal, what's wrong with political maturity or that level of political maturity where you have
first of all,
a politician on both sides actually coming together for the benefit of the constituency?
Okay, let me finish. If there's a project in the constituency, the protocol is that you must invite the MP, the representative, to accompany you. The other person that we're talking about is not an elected member; they are a political appointee.
Right.
And any accompanying of that person within the constituency must inform the leadership of the party, the opposition leader in particular, and the leader of the party as to what's taking place and to get their take on it. You see, when you're in opposition, there's tragedy that you have that the leaders and the members get together and discuss as to how you approach certain issues in the parliament. Your presence cozying up to opposition members may hinder the opposition leader to maybe have the sort of confidence that he want to have in you to disclose certain information as to the way forward. You see, our politics is tribalism, and we have to admit it's like
right.
that.
So Micheal, that's my point there, and I'll come to Papa Jerry to get his point of view on her resignation. Our politics is tribal. We understand that.
Yeah.
But what about changing? What about a new wave of politics where we have people working together for the benefit of the greater good of the people of the constituency? Let me jump back, Jerry. Earlier, I'm hearing a lot of air in your background, Jerry. But you said earlier that she should resign. Did you mean she should resign from the party, or she should resign outright? What resignation?
The party. I said.
I know. You said the party. No, I just wanted to get clarification from Jerry.
No, I am talking from the institution that she is a part of, which is the party. You know, because if based on how she speaks, it sounds like she is no longer in agreement with the way the leadership is taking things. You know, it's like she expresses a feeling that like she's seeing a different side to her boss. And to me, it comes out like she no longer wants to work for that boss. So rather than bringing it out to a press conference, you know, I would have done with it. I would have sent my resignation to my boss and then do what I had to do as an individual.
Okay, all right. I know there was call for her resignation and that would trigger a by-election, and she plain out said that she's not going to resign. Let's take a quick look at some of the things that she said, and you guys feel free to stop me at any point so we could discuss it. This is Hon.Delma Thomas in her constituency meeting last Friday. Take a look.
For the last 13 or more years, I've been part of the New National Party, and my political leader has always rated me very high. Always he go, it was Delma Thomas, the best minister, the conscience of the party. When Sister Kate Lewis and Sister Kendra Matthew Stewart came in to the party, I was their mentor. And so we had the best relationship. I was the most honest person according to them. I did everything right then according to them. So sometimes it really hurt my heart that we are where we are today. And I hear many saying, well, walking with the lady. Let me tell you straight that walking with a lady is not the issue, will never be the issue within the National Party. We have championed the cause for walking with everyone. So that's not the issue at all. However, after the last election, there seem to be some issues, some personality issues. Dr. Micheal would have said that it is last, and he's giving up. And so the Honorable Peter David would have signaled that he will be willing to take over the reign of leadership of the party. And that, in my mind, where all the issues come from.
Right. So she's saying here that at the point in time when they lost the election and they were a call, putting heads together to try to figure out, okay, why did we lose the election? And she brought up the fact that, we didn't get to that point yet, but we will. But I'm just summarizing part of it, what she said. Peter David should have been the next person to take up leadership as a transitional leader. And that triggered a dissatisfaction by Dr. Keith Micheal. Micheal, what's your take on all of that so far?
Well, the word transitional, and you may have to help me with that if I understand it correctly. Transitional. If you're looking for a transitional leader for your party, you have one in Dr. Micheal. He is now a transitional leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you need to utter that in the public domain. He said, and I did believe him. Not too many times he say things that I believe. I believed him when he said that the last election was going to be his last campaign. I mean his campaign as a candidate. I believe him then.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking from the position that when he wins the last election, he's going to groom someone to take over the prime ministership, and he would bow out gracefully as a winner. Things did not turn out the way he would have liked it to. And therefore, like George Foreman, like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and all of these guys who may have got knocked out and the night and they said, well, that's my last fight. They go back to the table, they have second thoughts, and they say, you know what, I don't want to go out a loser. I need to redeem my political career. I am in good physical condition. I have the resources. I have the support, and therefore I am continuing. And let me just add, because you didn't play that part yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the member said Dr. Micheal agreed to pay or to subsidize the salaries of two of the MPs, their political astuteness should have kicked in right away. Knowing the composition of the opposition with 6 members, what Dr. Micheal cleverly did was he ensured that he have 2 loyal members of the opposition that he subsidized in their salary, and he's expecting loyalty from them in return for he to remain the leader of the opposition as long as he so chose, because with 6 members, with 2 plus himself, that's half of it. And if you have a split, then the governor, the Chichi, have no other choice but to continue with him. And I'm sure Clarence Modeste would go along with him as well. So they ought to understand that at that time, you cannot expect him to subsidize the salaries and then turn around and tell him he's too old or whatever, he's got to quit. You know, there's the old saying that he who pays the pipers call the tune. So he's expecting loyalty from the 2 members that he's subsidizing the salary. And he's also indicating to them that he ain't going nowhere, because there is a change of situation at the time. And I heard she mentioned a female, she would have been happy to welcome a female prime minister. So obviously, that female prime minister was not Peter David. So he would have had someone in mind that he would bring in and introduce as a senator, and at some point in time resign and slip that person in to take over the prime minister of the country. So what needs to be done now? There needs to be a sit down in a retreat with all the stakeholders and hammer out those differences behind closed door. And when you come out in the public, let's talk about the issues affecting the daily lives of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Not your party matters. No one elect anyone to come in a forum and talk about the party matters. Your party matters is just that, party matters, and it should be restricted. The Constitution does not recognize party.
Right.
The people did not vote for. When you're the MP, you're representing everybody, including NDC members, independents, and all of that. So they really don't want to hear about your internal party matters. What they want to hear about is the issues confronting them, how they send their children to school,
Yes,
the high cost of living, the unemployment situation, the collapse of the rural economy, how we can make our lives better, the collapse in the education systems, and so on, and the many, many things that we have on the table. Well, you could cooperate to the government, and maybe you could lend some some advice to the government as to do it forward.
all right. On the line now, we have a caller. Caller, you live? Are you there? Hello? Hello? All right, let me see if I could get that caller back on. Caller, you are live. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Junior.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I could put you through the system that way. All right, you there still? Okay, we're not hearing you on this one. Let me try this. Stand by. Stand by. All right. I'll take you in this way. All right, caller, go right ahead while I try to fix the input. Go right ahead, caller.
Right. So, Junior and your guests, good evening.
Yes.
I listen attentively to Micheal Baptiste, and I think he's missing the point as it relates to the Hon.Delma Thomas coming out and expressing the way she felt and the way things are going within the new National Party. We have to step back a bit to understand the genesis of this rift that is apparent now. Remember, after the NDC won the election 9-6, the Hon.Delma Thomas and the Hon. Gloria Thomas decided, for the greater good of their constituents, we need to done with tribalism, done with the divisive politics, and let us work together to bring benefit for the people of that constituency, St. Andrew Northwest. In fact, she alluded to the fact that Dr. Micheal have been talking for many a years about unity and coming together to build communities and build country. What she did not talk, but she demonstrated that. Dr. Micheal got upset. He was pissed with the fact that she was able to work together with the Honorable Gloria Thomas. And they were doing wonders in that constituency. And as a result, her politics became magnetic to all and sundry. Everybody talking about the way this lady's approaching this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dr. Micheal, and I am certain Micheal Baptiste knows him very well too. Dr. Micheal is a petty politician. He is, there is something called fouchette. I think some years ago I heard that somewhere. A little skirt boy or skirt girl going by the riverside and cuss and make all kind of confusion. He say, them say, she say. That is how Keith Micheal, Dr. Micheal operates. That's him. That's the person. So the Hon.Delma Thomas couldn't take it anymore. She had to come out. After all what was said, she was attacked by Andrew Donald, attacked by everybody, left, right, and center within the NNP, verbally. She decided to come out and express openly what the whole thing is, to tell her story. And nothing is wrong with that. And in fact, most Grenadians believe wholeheartedly what the Hon.Delma Thomas is expressing and saying to the Grenadian people, because there are parallels. You see how he treated Grace Duncan, how he treated Micheal Baptiste himself, how he treated Lorena Waldron, how he treated Michael Archibald, how he treated Fletcher, right? I mean, we can go on and on. The list goes on and on and on. He has a history of bad treatment of his the people around him. Not only that, I want to make a next point. If you check out carefully, most of the members of the NNP who served as members of parliament and ministers and so on, most of them can be considered as poor and vulnerable, except Keith Micheal and maybe Gabriel Bowen to a certain extent, or those who came in with their money and so on, like the white man from the south. But generally speaking, all these people leave politics and they catch in their royal to make ends meet. Why? I could tell you why. When you become a member of the NNP and you run as a candidate and so on, the first thing Keith Micheal or the NNP would force you to do, figuratively speaking here, because I don't want, figuratively speaking, is for you to go and get a loan and build a new house and buy a new car. In other words, hook yourself down with all kinds of debts and so on, and then you are beholden to him. You know you can't talk too loud or else you're in trouble, and every time you're looking at the kind of loan you have to pay, so you're hooked down. That is why Delma actually said there when they started off after they lost the election and so on, they were getting a little thing from the party, a little thing from him and whoever to make ends meet. And the minute time he kind of sensed that they on leaning on Peter's side, he cut that out. So he controls them, and that is what we have been seeing. But I'm really happy, Junior, to see that we have a strong one in the Hon.Delma Thomas to come out and speak in such a way. Look, me and her, we have had differences politically. Nothing is wrong with that. After the damn political season is over, the campaigning, we cool. We are Grenadians. We can still sit and discuss. We can still agree. Look, me and Michael Baptiste, we don't agree on everything. Sometimes he lash out at me. So what? Right? Nothing wrong with that. We could disagree. But at the end of the day, I think we need to applaud the move made by the Hon.Delma Thomas to come out and express and tell her story. Well, Keith Micheal, I understand he's going up there tomorrow and he will tell his story. And that is, personally speaking, Junior, I love that. I like to see the Bacchanal. I like to see the melee. I like to see what's going on.
But Kem, do we know that for a fact? Do we know that for a fact that he is in fact going to tell his story tomorrow?
Well, we believe so because they are actually promoted and advertised the meeting that it will be up there. Is it Parklet? Somewhere in St. Andrew. In St. Andrew, not West. And the Bacchanal man that he is, I expect a big showdown, right? And if I could make it up there, I will try, and maybe I might become the headline the next day. But let's see how it goes.
Right.
He has an opportunity to tell his story tomorrow, and that is what I like. The politics in Grenada is nice and it's unique.
Right.
And I'm just here with popcorn and sitting back and enjoying the thing.
Okay.
Right. There will come a time because Michael Baptiste is saying, "Hey, let's talk about cost of living. Let's talk about unemployment. There will come a time when we go talk about all of that. Because if it was the NDC, it would have been news all up on the place and they will be talking about it for months and months and months. Right now it's NNP. They're mashing up and they have real problems and real issues. Papa Jerry, I hope you have your pen and your paper to sing a song, because I know you're hurting inside in my observation, based on your utterances and so on. And you're a nice gentleman, hurting inside to see what is happening right now with the situation with the NNP. But boy, I tell you, I'm happy. I have never been so happy in my life. I want it to continue. And what I want to encourage Michael Baptiste and Papa Jerry, I think you're Baptiste too. Please, fuel Keith Micheal's ego. Tell him he could stay on and he could win. Tell him don't go nowhere. Tell him remain there. He could stay on and fuel his ego, please. Don't tell him go. Tell him stay. Because as long as he's there, that is the best thing that can happen for the NDC. The NDC will be there for a long time. So please, fuel him, go. Juke him and tell him, yes, stay on. Don't go, please. Don't go. Yeah. Don't go, because,
Kem. Thank you so much, Kem. We appreciate your input, all right?
All right.
Got another call. All right, we'll take the call after. But Michael Baptiste, your response on Jerry Baptiste, go ahead. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, man. That was an entertaining call. But then you should have asked me to come and ask Papa Jerry, and then I would have dealt with that differently. My thing is this, when someone works as hard as Dr. Micheal has worked,
right,
to secure his position in the political field, and here comes little obstacles, because that's what I call this, a little obstacle.
right.
Because I cannot believe in 38 years of politics that this is anything new in this man's career, in his, in his time. Kit Mitchell, to me, is someone that people in that field aspires to be like, So even if there is something happening now, the caller a while ago seemed to not realize what politics is. That's just a wave for the boat to kind of rock, to see who has bad stomach, to see who is able to take the ride. But I don't believe that this has anything to do with what we're really talking about. We're talking about the fact that the approach that the sister took in terms of speaking that type of language before she actually resolved it with her political party wasn't the wisest of political moves. That's what I think that's what we're talking about.
Right. You don't think that it was the wisest political move? Micheal Baptiste, Kem brought up the relationship that you have or had, or I don't know if, had the past tense with Dr. Kit Mitchell as a member of parliament. You also was the agriculture minister from the GULP. You teamed up with the NNP and formed alliance there. What was the relationship like with you and Dr. Mitchell? What happened?
First of all, let me gently remind Kem that when I was opposing Dr. Micheal, he was at NNP, okay? And that I was one of the most brutal critic of Dr. Micheal, and I have suffered the consequences as a result of that. I criticized him when I was in the government. I didn't criticize him on party matters. I criticized him on policies when they were installing the traffic lights. I opposed that. I opposed the selling of the passports. I opposed many issues while I was in government that I felt I was not comfortable with. I believe I and Dr. Micheal had probably the most gruesome political fight that we've witnessed in Grenada, that's even except the era between Bishop and Uncle Gary, and it's well documented. So I believe Kem is in a better position to pacify Dr. Micheal's ego than I do, because I have been a constant critic of Dr. Micheal. But what I will say to you, Kem, Dr. Micheal have a lot of politics left in him. He has supporters, lots of supporters. He has resources. And he's a master politician. He has the ability to put together a team and make a comeback. That does not mean I'm supporting his comeback, but the fact is just the facts. Now, look at it this way. We spend too much time talking about Dr. Micheal, and now Delma, Dr. Micheal, and we spend very little time talking about performance and the transformation.
Yeah.
If the transformation,
I want to get to that. I want to get to that. Just step in there. I don't want you to forget at that point. But you said earlier that you do believe that was Dr. Micheal's final election.
Yes. Yes, I said in the campaign, he said this was going to be his last campaign for general elections. That's what he said. I believe him then. I believe he was of the opinion, like most people do, that he was going to win that last general election. He was going to bring in someone of his choice, bring them in as a senator, and force whether it's Clarice Modeste or himself to step down, and he would slip that person into the office of the prime minister. And I don't think Peter David was that person. So I believe him when he said. But the situation changed. He did not win. So I looking at him now, knowing the kind of political gladiator that he is, I expect him to stay on till the day he dies. He will stay on as leader of the party and contest the next general elections. And I want to say to Kem, stop worrying too much about Dr. Micheal. Worry about delivery from this new government. And I pray that they deliver as promised. And if they deliver as promised, Dr. Micheal is history. But just talking about his age and calling him old man and all of that, that's not going to change the price of cocoa. What is important now is the delivery. The people of Grenada gave this new government a mandate, and we all are praying for the success. If they succeed, Dr. Micheal is history. If they falter, you can expect a victorious return by Dr. Micheal. And I say it with no apology.
What about I'm coming. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I would just like to say that people have the tendency to put politics into everything. So that's why
Jerry, your audio kind of breaking up. I don't know why. I don't know if you want to just pause a cycle, just go back out and come back in.
All right.
Your audio kind of breaking up a bit. While we try to do that, let's take this call. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. Junior?
Yeah, caller, go right ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your guest. I'm not sure if it's me, but to me, it's as if Mr. Baptiste wants to go up on a trajectory that's not the topic of the evening. I'm not sure why, but you, from my understanding, and I've been watching the program from the beginning, we're supposed to be discussing the matter of the Honorable Delma Thomas and the situation that is happening and the risk that is alleged or is she explained between herself and the past Prime Minister. And to me, Mr. Baptiste, it's as if in every interview he changes his feel about something, or he has a different opinion on something that he would have said previously. And don't get me wrong, we are allowed to feel differently about something as we gain more information or experience change. But with Mr. Baptiste, it's as if it's happening a little bit too often, because if he's on the ground, as he says, he would understand. I think by now he must know that we, the Grenadian people, of course, we have an issue and we have a matter with the age of the past Prime Minister, which is something we have spoken about openly. But of course, we have spoken about many other reasons why we do not no longer wish for him to have been running the country. And I think many persons have expressed it. We do not trust him. He seems to have some personality traits that we do not appreciate as a leader. He isn't honest. He has lied openly multiple times. He has treated people unfairly, severely. It's quite a number of stuff. So it's not just his age we have an issue with. We do have an issue with it, but it's not the primary issue. And again, we are moving forward. The transformation is transforming. It's doing well. Tonight is not the night for us to deal with the transformation. We have spoken about it weeks and weeks and months and months and months. Let us stick to the matter tonight. Let us actually deal with something related to the NMP and the issues for once. Let's stick to the program.
It's kind of thank you, caller. Thanks for your input. Okay, thanks for your input. All right, Jerry, try again. Hold on, Mike. Yeah. Let's see Jerry on this.
What I'm trying to say is that sometimes people try to put politics into every aspect of a conversation. You know what I mean? And if we're talking about something, people always seem to be defending some side or the other. It's not about defending anyone. It's about having a discussion on how politics is run, how politics should be. It's just our opinion. None of us here is running for election. You know what I mean? We are just commentating on things that are happening in our country. So if the conversation seems to be leaning to a particular side that you want or don't like, so what? This has nothing to do with nothing. We're talking about political issues and what we think is the right way forward. Now, our present government, people think that because they go into office and they campaign about this or that, it will just happen overnight. I have seen, and I know Mr. Baptiste have seen more than me, but I have been an active participant in campaigning from since 1995 to the present time. So there are things about this thing that I understand. So you may have something happening that a politician is going to say, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that because he wants to get into power, right? But we know definitely, no one asks him, how are you going to do it? Where are you going to get the resources from? We don't do that because most of us are aligned politician, and we love our representative, and we don't really care about substance in nothing. If the present government,
Jerry, there?
can you hear me, bro?
It was kind of breaking up. It was kind of breaking up a bit, Jerry. It was kind of breaking up. He wasn't hearing.
You know, I am saying that if the present government does something good and it deserves praises, the whole population is going to praise it. Nobody cannot come and try to, derail what they have done. So it's all about the work you have done. Dr. Micheal has done his thing, and I believe rather than talking about how bad he was and let's see what we can learn from him or not learn from him. You know what I mean? Right. This has not. We should be celebrating our people rather than tearing our people.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to the phone line. We got another call on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hey, Junior, good evening. Good evening to you and your panelists also.
Hey, caller.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm calling from Grenada, Junior. Good evening to you and your panelists.
Yes, go ahead, caller.
I like to refer to Micheal Baptiste as Uncle Micheal Baptiste because I've learned so much from him while he was in opposition and then pertaining to politics.
Yes.
Micheal Baptiste.
Yeah, caller. Just listen to me. Listen to me. Hold on, caller. Listen to me,
Micheal.
Caller. Listen to me on the phone, not on the computer, because there's a delay. Just listen to me on the phone. Just have a phone-to-phone conversation, so there won't be any kind of delay. So go ahead, proceed. Caller, you hear me? Okay, I think the caller is listening to me on the computer. Caller, are you hearing me? All right. We lost the caller. All right. Micheal Baptiste, let's talk about succession planning because I think that's one of the things that is at question here, right? You said that you think that Dr. Micheal should remain there for life, forever.
No, I didn't say I think he should remain. I say he's going to remain.
Okay. But
he's going to remain. That's the trait of Caribbean leaders. They don't know when to quit. Very few Caribbean leaders, even except maybe PJ in Jamaica, that demit office early and allow for a succession in his party. It is the history of the people. Uncle Gary did it. Williams did it. Herbert Blaise did it. And so we have seen a history of Caribbean politicians holding on to their party at the last minute. And I don't think that
they're doing it. And we could talk about the Grenadines as well. The fact about it not doing it, but shouldn't there be some way that the government is actually having someone in the back that they're training to replace them? Don't answer that yet. Let's take this caller. We have the caller that's back on the phone again. He's back. Caller, you live? Hello?
Hi, Junior.
Okay,
yeah,
before you start, listen to me on the phone line. Don't listen to me on the live because there will be a delay. So just have a phone-to-phone conversation with me. All right?
No, I don't. I'm not listening to the live. I'm actually, the volume is way down and I'm actually just speaking to you. I'm not looking at the live.
Okay, good. So go ahead.
I'm not actually listening to the live. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. My question to Micheal Baptiste is, Micheal Baptiste was the one who informed us about the call center saga with Keith Micheal, who he was then Prime Minister, and his cousin. And Keith then had told us that his cousin would have repaid those monies, and it never happened. And the total of those monies, Junior, came up to about what, $23+ million. Keith Micheal left office, and those monies have never been repaid. So Keith has lied, to us so many times. How you believed Keith when he said that this would be his last? It's kind of strange. And he have also heard and saw Keith brought, his supporters up to Paul's airport, where he made that big announcement about oil and gas, and it never came true. That was also a big lie. So this call center collapse with $23 million or $20+ million is owing to government coffers have not been paid. Do you remember that's $20+ million or so? A man who was prime minister and promised the people that those monies was going to be repaid, and up to this date haven't. You think that he would either resign as leader of his party? It would never happen, Micheal Baptiste. I wasn't expecting that from you. I can't understand how you believe that from Keith Micheal.
All right.
I think maybe age is taking a toll on. I think age is taking a toll on you now, Micheal. So, I mean, can you explain that further to us, please?
Yeah, he could respond. Caller, he could respond. Micheal?
Well, that's first of all, caller. You didn't give me much credit for my investigative work in breaking that story about the call center. I don't know if you did, but I didn't hear it. And let me remind you, in 2008, the NDC campaign on call center, the campaign on briefcase, the campaign on the foul farm, the campaign on so many things, and when they got into office, they fought and they did nothing. So I think you're asking the wrong person. You had two NDC administration coming in 2008, and now, why are you asking me about the call center? I was never in a position to force him to repay. I could tell you January 12, 2001. I could tell you what I said then in the parliament, and I presented the evidence, and that evidence still holds true. Now, as far as believing him, I believe, yes, if he had won the elections, he would bring in a lady from England, which he was grooming, and he would make her place her as a senator, and then he would have one of the elected MPs to resign and slip her in and gentle and quietly bring her into the office of the prime minister. I think he was going to do that. He wants somebody that he can control, and maybe from then he would slip into the governor general's office. Now, he ensured that the seat of power remains with him. That's easy to believe. It has nothing to do with one whether one is growing older. I think you're naive to feel that way. It was a simple thing. You heard Sister Delma Thomas said that she was happy to support a woman as prime minister. It was a well-known secret that he was grooming someone to come in to take over if he had won. And the only way that person could have come in was through the Senate, and then with a resignation, bringing in that person, and he moved from the PM's office to the Governor General. What's wrong with believing that, caller? I mean, I don't understand. Don't we all have a right to think and believe what we want without any prodding from someone else, caller? I mean, be reasonable. I didn't believe him when he said there was oil and gas. I didn't believe him when he said that money is his. I didn't believe in anything. But in that case, because I knew of the plan,
right,
that's why I believed him. I believe it would happen. And Sister Delma confirmed that there was a plan to bring in someone to take over the prime ministership if he had won the elections. So I see nothing wrong with believing that, caller. And let's face it.
We're going to go back to piece of the content from Hon.Delma Thomas again, but we got another call on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Hello, good night, Junior. I'm calling from New York.
New York, right ahead.
Junior, I just want to be reminded of something because I'm hearing bits and pieces of conversation about all different stuff.
Mhm.
Before the program started, I saw a flyer for your program that said political fallout after Delma Thomas spoke out. Am I correct or not?
Yes.
So I don't know, but I believe that is the topic for today.
Right.
Now, that being said, there is something else. And I think I remember specifically at the swearing in for the leader of the opposition, the said individual made it clear that the upcoming convention will be his cutoff point for the position.
Right.
I mean, I know he said that this election is his last. Then he went on further to say the convention will be his cutoff point. So when we're hearing the utterances from Mrs. Thomas as it pertains to all the things that are happening internally, I'm wondering if nobody else has listened specifically to the statements that he made. We're not making this up. He made these statements. Good night, Junior.
Right. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. And the caller is quite right. We want to look at the political fallout after that Delma Thomas town hall meeting. But there are so much variables. There are so many things here that are at play, right? There are a lot of different fallout. So Micheal has been one of, and he mentioned it, he has been one of the most, I would say, brutal, not defenders. That's the first time I'm really actually hearing Micheal defend Honorable, Dr. Keith Micheal. I know you.
I am not defending.
Okay.
I am looking at possibilities. I'm not defending.
Okay.
I'm not a supporter of Dr. Micheal. I'm not an admirer of Dr. Micheal, but the facts remain that this individual is a master politician. He knows how to win. He has the resources. He has the support. He's a dangerous opponent. And anyone who feels he's not is naive and does not understand Grenada politics. And I'm saying that in order to write his obituary, this government must succeed. What is so wrong with that? That's not defending him. I mean, I was arrested twice. You understand? I mean, there was a situation where Dr. Micheal wanted me so badly, went to Patricia Mark and asked her to intervene in a matter relating to me when there was no evidence to send me to prison. I don't know what's wrong with you folks. Why make you feel I am here defending him? I am looking at the political situation the way it is, and I'm saying the manner in which the honorable member from Northwest is going about it, I think she's going about it the wrong way. I think what she's saying it should be done at a retreat. And what she should do is she lost confidence in the leader of the opposition and the leader of her party. She should quietly inform the Governor General that she's no longer supporting the leader of the opposition. She should inform the Speaker that she no longer wishes to sit with the group known as the NNP and arrange proper sitting for her in the House as an independent member. And then she could say whatever she chooses. That's what I'm saying here. I'm not here defending him. Why would I want to defend him?
Right.
I was arrested during Ivan and poisoned in Grenville police station and given for debt. And then I had to be flown to Trinidad. Trinidad couldn't help me. Then from Trinidad, I went to the United States for treatment because there was carbon monoxide poisoning in an attempt to murder me in Grenville police station. I returned to Grenada and then I was arrested again a second time. So what make you feel that you and Kim believe that all of a sudden now that maybe what is it? All of a sudden I'm here defending. I am talking about the reality of the political situation, and I'm saying over and over that what is being discussed in the public now is of no interest to the public. That is a party matter, and I'm saying that the sister should handle it differently by calling a retreat, resign from your party if he's a vindictive man. Stay on and create all the drama. That's not taking you anywhere. Resign from the party, not the constituency. Resign from the party. sit in parliament as an independent member, and then support what you want. Go into the constituency with whoever you want. You don't have to take instructions from the leader, but if you're a member of that team, you have to abide by the team, because there is certain strategies that the opposition will have to come up with that they will not feel confident in talking in your presence. What's so wrong with that?
Right.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point, you know.
We got another phone line. Really? Okay, Jerry, make your point and then we go to the phone line. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, what I realized with the callers, right? Like everyone seemed to be trying to endorse some party business or some kind of thing. You know what I mean? I have this notion that, you see, this type of program should be pre-recorded. You know what I mean? I know you love the interactions, but sometimes, you know, it takes away from the conversation. You know what I mean? And I am here was to talk about, you know, the fallout after the lady has done what she have done. What would be Dr. Micheal's next move, kinda? What do we think? And that's what we're supposed to be really talking about. And it seems like people come here with this type of thing, like it's election is tomorrow, and we're trying to campaign for some kind of thing. And that's not what it is about. I'm a political commentator. I feed off a political energy. But this is not what I'm really here for. I'm just trying to be educated by my brother there who sat in parliament, who knows the in and out of parliament and understand the political, you know, arena. I have been a campaigner, like I said, since '95. There is certain things that I know, but I still wouldn't try to be an expert on any of these things because I have not really done the practical. So I do a lot of listening. And some of us, like, we fail to listen. You know, we so want to be heard. You know, it's like, thank God for social media.
Right. Got your point there. We got another caller, and I want to talk about this, guys, for the probably last 10 minutes. I want to talk about that as the political fallout as it relates to the party and also Peter David. We'll come to that right after this caller. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior, good night, Dwight Sampson here, so you should know where I'm calling from. How you doing, my brother?
Yes, yeah. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Good night, Micheal. Good night, Jerry. Two gentlemen I know very well. Micheal is actually neighbor to my auntie, so I know him very well. Let me just say this, and I want to go back to what the flyer says. Political fallout after Delma would have spoken. I think that's what we need to be focused on, the political fallout. But the question is there a political fallout after Delma? And, you know, I've heard very different things. I've heard people talk about Micheal, Mr. Baptiste spoke about what Delma should do and what she shouldn't do. The thing about it is Delma is a member of parliament for a constituency. She owes it to her constituency to let them know what is happening. There's a lot of rumors circulating in the political forum, as well as in the general community, general populace, as to what's going on with Delma, what's going on with the party, and so on and so forth. The people elected her. Whether she chooses to do this at an indoor meeting or an outdoor meeting, the point of the matter is that her constituency is owed the right to gain an explanation. And that needed to be happened. And I think the forum in which she did it is the way to do it. Now, I do not understand why she cannot speak her truth and still remain a part of the party. Her issue is not with the party, her issue is with an individual, the leader of the party. The leader of the party isn't the party. The party has an executive, it has a constitution, it has the various bodies and so on, right? And as a result of that, even if her issue is with Dr. Micheal, it's not with the executive or the women's arm or the youth arm or whichever, it is with Dr. Micheal. Now, Dr. Micheal has played political trickery with us for 20 plus years. And as Kim Jones would have said earlier in the program, this is what he does, and this is what he has always done. And as long as you have an opinion of your own, or you step out and this has become the vein of the party. Once you have an opinion, you step out and you think different to what they want you to think, they get rid of you, they marginalize you. And it happens in the public service. There are hundreds of public servants, and I want to record to see this. There are hundreds of public servants within the public service that are just given a desk without work. without no responsibility of all. And one of those persons actually is now a minister of government today. Actually, two is a minister of government today, because why? Dr. Micheal somehow felt like these people were political or whatever the case may be, or whatever his issue with them. He doesn't care if this affects the country or not. Just about him, what he wants. You know, he had an interview last week, a pre-recorded interview. He selected a handful journalists to his liking, to his choosing, while that may be a fact, while that may be what he wants. But at the end of the day, he's the leader of the opposition. And as a leader of the opposition, it's his responsibility first and foremost. He wants the position, he wants the power that comes with the position. His responsibility first and foremost is to provide a position to the present government on policies, right? It has nothing to do with him. It has to do with his role. How many media houses in the country can say that Dr. Micheal sits down in the interviews on issues relating to the government? How many media can say that? I can bet you it's a handful. And if you look at the handful, it's just one that he says that you know. And final point.
Right.
Final point. Michael Baptiste is somebody I have very much political respect for. The man is a legend in the Southern Caribbean. The things that he stood up for, the things that he did, the things that he brought to light, the man is legendary. But I want to give Michael a word of caution. You don't want to tamper with your reputation as it stands. Dr. Micheal has treated you as a dog in Grenville on the side of the road. And now you're standing to say, I believe this man and this man. Stand true to what you believe.
Michael could defend, Michael Baptiste is one person that could defend himself, I think.
And I agree with that, but as I'm saying, let's stand firm true to what you believe, Michael. This man has done he has went every length to make sure that you are silenced, and you're on a national program saying you believe him, and when he says Dr. Micheal was never going to bow out, even if he had won the last election, he was not going to bow out. This man is not, he's not going to let go power.
Okay,
that's what he thrived on. Anyway. Thank you, Junior.
Thank you so much for your input. All right, guys. So let's go into this matter right now. Let's get back on track a little bit. The political fallout of Delma Thomas coming forth and making this party dirty laundry so public in the open, where everyone is talking about it. Jerry, where do you go from here? What do you foresee in the next couple days or weeks as politically from Delma airing the laundry of the party out in the public?
Ms. Thomas was not elected on her own strength alone. She was elected because she was a member of the New National Party. She have some level of respect that she needs to have for the institution that she's a part of. She needs to, in my opinion, she was elected into parliament, so no one can tell her to resign from that. But if she's a part of an institution that she feels is no longer conducive to her health and her family well-being, I think the admirable thing to do is to just resign from the New National Party. That is my opinion of that incident.
Right. Okay. But Michael Baptiste, the political fallout, and I want you to include Peter's position in all of this, because it seems from the reports that we've been hearing, they are now, I think Hon.Delma Thomas mentioned Pamela Moses, and she also mentioned Kendra Mathurin Stewart, and they all three have the same thing in common. It seemed like when Peter David's name came up, it created a hysteria, it created problems. Where does Peter David fit into this whole conversation right now? Where does he go from here?
First, let me correct you slightly. They don't have one thing in common. The former member for Carriacou and the former member for St. Patrick's East are losers. They lost. So they do not have the voice that Sister Delma, the member for Northwest, may have. I think by her mentioning of Peter David, it puts Peter in a very bad light, given the fact of where he came from. She has placed him and his name in a manner which may describe him as everywhere he goes, a political fight breaks out around him, and that's not good for him. I thought that was bad, very, very bad for him. His name should have remained anonymous. I don't think the fallout is as great as we're talking about now. Dr. Micheal have been there before with that. He had Grace Duncan. He had Dr. Fletcher. Dr. Fletcher brought down the government in 1998. Dr. Fletcher resigned from the government. He called a snap election and he secured 15 seats. he had a fallout again prior to that with the A team, a group of intellectuals who felt that they could take over the party because they were brighter than the others. The late Dr. Brave Boy, Renald Benjamin, and others, and they call themselves the A team. He again astutely eliminated all of them, and they became history. So he's an experienced political street fighter. I mean, I enjoy fighting with him because he puts up a good fight. He's not a man that does turn the other cheek. He fights nasty, he fights dirty, he's vindictive. And that's why I'm saying to Sister Delma, go out in glory. You had a great career. People love you. You're a genuine person. Your political career with the NNP is over. Let's face it. There's no way Dr. Micheal would accept you back into his fold. You, Pamela Moses, and the former member for Carrico, that's history. That's how he behaves. And he will have his way. Because the people who are supporting the NNP will continue supporting the NNP. Not too long from now, when you pass the street, you would hear supporters calling you traitor. That's how they behave. So you have to be careful with that, and for your own personal protection in your career, you should just distance yourself right now. Say, look, I had enough of this public squabbling with the leader. It appears as if he don't want me in his party. He invited me in his home. He doesn't appreciate me there anymore. So let me do the honorable thing. I today hand in my resignation to the Secretary General of the new National Party, and then I kindly, out of courtesy, inform the Governor General, because she does not have to issue you any new instruments appointment. It's just a formality. And then you would notify the Speaker of the House, tell him that you no longer you're no longer supporting the leader of the opposition. So then they know now there's 5. The Governor General knows that there's 5 members of the opposition. So in case another 3 pops up and express similar sentiments that they no longer support him, then she can call someone else to be the leader of the opposition, and then you would have a new opposition. But in the meantime, this public squabbling is not good for you, is not good for the country, and Dr. Micheal is accustomed to that kind of fight.
Exactly.
That arouses him. He's a political street fighter. He's an experienced street fighter. He fought with Grace Duncan, he won. He fought with Fletcher, he won. And if you go back and look at what happened with Fletcher. Fletcher brought down the government in 1998. Dr. Micheal came back, he got 15 seats. Fletcher ran for elections, he lost. And Dr. Micheal, again, to humiliate Fletcher, gave him an NNP t-shirt and brought him back on a platform, I think it was in 2008 or in 2013, to endorse the same Dr. Micheal. And why? Because Dr. Micheal became vulnerable. I mean, Dr. Fletcher became vulnerable. He was homeless and thing in here. And he saw that and humiliated him a second time by bringing him back on the very said platform that he denounced. Put a NNP t-shirt on him and put him back on the platform. And had him say sorry on the platform. So my advice to you, my dear sister, and you know I have a very close relationship with the family and I enjoy that. She's a very genuine person, a people's person, a likable person, a good MP. She was a good minister. I believe one of the best minister of social services because she can invite herself into the feelings of persons regardless of the political affiliation. And that saved her in the last election because she reached out and she was working with other people a long time. Now you're in opposition. You're seeing things a little different. Go to the Governor General, go to the Speaker, and please, my dear lady, please hand in your resignation from the new National Party. Let that be history and remain in Parliament as an independent member, and then you could associate with who you want.
Right.
For the time being, you can't do that.
Right. I guess, Jerry, you share the same sentiment. We got final call. Guys, you get my final remarks on it. Final call, we wrap it up. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Junior, I'm calling from Grenada. Junior, my question is also to Papa Jerry and Micheal Baptiste. Why don't the NNP also expelled Delma Thomas? Why are they only calling for Delma Thomas to resign? Keith is the boss of the NNP. He is the head of all the oppositions and his party. He can also expel Delma Thomas. And Micheal Baptiste, I keep hearing you mentioning other ex-NNP ministers who keep ended their political career. I find it strange that you're not pointing a finger at yourself because Keith also made you history, Micheal Baptiste. Don't forget now. Thank you, Junior.
All right. Okay, thank you, caller.
Let me answer that quickly.
Okay.
Caller, I had a distinguished political career. I served the people with dignity. I brought benefits to the citizens, the people I represented in St. Andrews Southwest. I took it on my own to not seek re-election or continue a political career. I am comfortable. I am happy with what I'm doing. I am a professional person. I made a human contribution to my country. I am not an election fanatic that love to jump and run for election just for running for election's sake. I gave 15 years of my prime time to the country, and that's good enough for me, my brother. There are other Grenadians out here who are capable of making the contribution. Let them make the contribution. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm a professional. I'm doing okay. And
Michael,
as Kim shouted earlier on,
don't omit that you're planning on going back last election.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I have been threatening that for publicity. Say yes, I am returning. I am returning.
Oh, so it was just for publicity. I was taking you serious, Michael. I was really seriously thinking you was going back.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I am not interested. Let me tell you again. I am not interested in running for elections. I have done my time. I have served the people well. And I've moved back to my substantive position as a master electrical technologist, where I'm doing well. And unlike what Kim said, most of the NNP people are vulnerable and they're suffering. I am not one of them. I am living the good life, and I'm quite happy with that.
Thank you,
Kim.
Thank you, Michael, Baptiste, Jerry, Baptiste. Thank you guys so much for having this conversation with us. And as I said earlier, guys, right before the program, we did, in fact, got a call from our special guest who was supposed to appear on the program. And he's requesting to have more time by himself because he have a lot to say. So we're going to allocate that time in the week where that particular individual, the husband of a former minister, wishing to share his story, hear his entire full story on the ride. And we'll advertise that in the week when he's coming on. And you guys, of course, would be the first to know as soon as we confirm that date. All right? take a quick break, guys, and we'll go back and play just a clip from Delma's town hall. We'll be right back.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
We got a call on the line. Let's take this call. Caller live. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes. Hello. Good night.
Hey, good night. Go right ahead, caller.
How are you doing? Yeah, I just wanted to look at it from a different angle, really. Everybody is thinking that the Hon.Delma Delma Thomas has to bow out.
Right.
But she's a member of the NMP party. And if she chooses to stay in her party, she could stay in her party and elect a new leader for her party and let the party move on. I don't see where they're talking about she have to go. People feel that that's the possible thing, but doesn't mean that she's not as weak as people want to believe. People are of the opinion that the general can't be beaten. But she could stay with her party, elect a new leader and move on. So why everybody think that she has to leave? I don't know, but that's a possibility also. Things happen differently. I mean, we have a victory that everybody think couldn't happen. You know, as you get older, you get weaker. You know, Muhammad Ali went out, come back, won, and then you get defeated, but he still came back. You know, so defeat is never impossible. So right. Don't rule out the Hon.Delma Delma.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Guys, let's take a little clip. Okay, we got a call again. Let's take another call, and then we'll take the clip. Caller live. Caller live. Hello.
Yo, Junior.
Hey.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night to you.
Yes.
All right. Listening to the program.
You kind of sound echo. You kind of sound echoing like you're on speaker or something.
Just tuned into the program.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Fortunately enough, I was in time to hear Mr. Baptiste.
Yes.
Micheal Baptiste said he was campaigning just as a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
You know, I find that very disappointing, seeing that there were people who are serious about representing the country, and a lot of media time would have been allocated to Mr. Baptiste when there are serious persons who had serious points on things that affect the entire Grenada. Those things could have been broadcasted and possibly brought to the attention of the parties which they so choose to elect members from. For instance, healthcare and all of that. We are aware of the situation. The other thing is, I had a look at Ms. Thomas's town hall meeting or whatever it was in our constituency. And I also found it very, very, very disappointing that in a time when I would say there is still a crisis in Grenada, Ms. Thomas stated on that platform that she decided to not do the people's job or represent the people in Parliament because she had to sell a van to someone. This is something that could have been done any day of the week, but representing the people is something that you have a very brief moment to do so. It's not every day we have a sitting of Parliament, right? It reminds me of Franca Bernardine some years ago while she was in opposition. She arrived, I believe, over 2 hours late for assistant of the House of Representatives, and she said that she arrived late because she was baking for some family members who came from abroad, right? And finally, Junior, the thing is, politicians come and go. They jump from one side to the next. And that is the reality of Grenada. That's the reality of the world. Most likely, they see it fit to get whatever opportunities are offered and so forth. I do agree with Papa Jerry. He stated that Ms. Thomas did not win the seat on her own strength. And there should be some form of I would use the word loyalty, but to be stretched out, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to be loyal to the people who elect you, not the party, right? But there should be some form of communication, some form of, listen, I have to go to New York to do a press conference with the ruling administration. I mean, if you're working with somebody, Junior, you have a right to let them know what is happening. If you're working wherever you're working,
but she said that she did brought it up to their attention.
Well, I heard her say a lot of things that did not make much sense. For instance, based on my knowledge, it seems as though Kendra Mathurin-Stewart resigned because she was becoming a judge. That is based on what I saw.
No, that's
right.
Well, we looked into that as well, and again, we did our own independent check on this, and what we found was that she was given a senatorial position. That senatorial position was then taken away, and that's what we got from our report, was withdrawn because it was revealed that she had uttered, or there was some utterance that she would support Peter David as a transitional leader, right?
So Junior, how authentic is that information?
That information is as good as you could get, right? Now she resigned. She resigned from the party. She resigned from the party. That was quite after. So she was given the position to be a senator. That was taken. That was withdrawn. They gave her a letter to sign, and we did a report and we published it on our page as well. That they gave her. They basically wrote a letter and asked her to sign it, and she did sign the letter. And there was claim that people in Carrick don't want her, and she withdrawn. She signed the letter. The resignation from the party for the judge that came quite afterwards, because if she's going to be a judge, a magistrate, then she can't be affiliated with a political organization. So that's two separate and different things. Her withdrawal from a senatorial position and withdrawal from the party, that is two separate and different things. As far as
but Junior, based on my recollection, the time span was very short. I mean, months did not pass. That was since last year.
Right.
That this letter that was given to the public by Ms. Stewart saying that she was taking up the position as a judge, the time span was very short. But based on what you're saying there with your investigation, it seems that a lot of time had passed, which, based on my recollection, is not the case.
No, there was not. If you go back and check the report that we published, and again, we did, a large amount of very close investigative work to get that information, and it's as good as you could get, and it's undeniable. In fact, if it is, first, that was stated by Delma, and we actually verified that information to be factual and true. And if it's not, Kendra is a judge.
Junior, you know what I learned? I mean, we had Dr. Fauci, we had the President of America, we had the Chief Medical Officer in Grenada here, and the Minister of Health saying to us, if we did not take the COVID vaccine, we would die horrible deaths. That was not the case.
That's a whole other conversation. That is a whole other conversation.
I just saying, information, is a matter of convenience when it's put out there.
Right.
Right. So Yeah. So, Junior, blessings.
Blessings, man. Big up yourself. Thank you. Thanks again.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for chiming in and participating in our conversation here. We open the phone lines. You call. You give your point of view. We respect that. We had, of course, Micheal, Baptiste, and okay, we got another call. You know, I wanna really engage the public, so I'm gonna take this last call again. Caller, are you live? Hello?
Hey, Junior.
Hey.
Yes, I'm calling from Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
Right. Junior, I don't know if you can recall, since prior to the election, we would have heard that there was some mishap in the NMP camp in regards to Peter David, and he was vying for the position of leadership, and there was some candidates on the NMP side who was in support of Peter David. But you know the history of KMC. He's a man that wants his way, and if he doesn't get his way, then you will be victimized. So the fact that most of the candidates, based on what I've heard, were supporting Peter David since prior to election, and they did not see Mr. Kit Micheal as fit to run for election. He had a problem with that from since before election, and now because he would have lost election, and he's bitter. He's bitter, and he's looking for reasons to try to make it seem as though Peter David, is the cause for a lot of things in the party. This man is very stubborn. He is stubborn. He does not want to accept reality in a lot of instances, quite similar to the pension issue when the public servants won the pension case. He was stubborn about paying the pension, and thank God there was an election. Otherwise, if that teachers would have won that pension case years ago, we would have been here waiting for the pension.
Yes.
So that's the nature. That's the nature of the man. The man is doesn't want to accept. He's very stubborn, and the fact that he lost the election, he's bitter with a lot of things. Because he loved power. He loved power. He wants to be in charge. He wants his way. And the fact that he cannot get that right now and he's powerless, there's going to be a lot of trouble in the NNP camp.
All right.
Because
Thank you, caller. All right, guys. So let me say this, guys. The members of the New National Party and the executive, the supporters, they essentially have the last call if they want to continue have Dr. Kit Micheal as the leader or not, right? And it's basically in their hands to decide. So if the members, the voters, the constituency, so everyone who would vote back in Dr. Kit Micheal in that position, if they continue to vote him back, you cannot blame them. They love him, they support him, they want him back there. That is their call, and nobody could be upset about that. At the end of the day, it's their decision if they want to have him back voting, if they want to have him back there. And if he goes back on the ballot and Grenadians vote him back, nobody could be upset about it because that is the voice of the people. All right? And that we all have to support that. Anyway, guys, I promised I would take a clip back from Delma Thomas town hall. Here we go. This is another clip from Delma Thomas town hall where she outlined a number of issues, rift in the party. Check this out.
Because stress is not an easy thing. When you know that you have been involved with the organization, there were no issues. There have never been issues in government, and I expected no issues in being opposition. I expected us to be able to work together as a party, to build the party, and to see how we can assist our people. And so in December, those of you who know me know, that nobody else can tell me let's work together for my people, and I told him no. So in December, I sat in the parliament, taking lunch, me and Sister Clarice Modest and Karen, the minister, James, the minister from St. John's, who has always been like a daughter to me from a long time. She and Gillian are very best friends, and I know her from since SGU time. So we have always been very close. So she came and sat down with me, a mother she normally called me. And she sat there with me and Clarice. And so Sister Gloria came up to me. And she said to me, Madam MP, I need your number. Because I want us to work together. Because I know the people of Moncton may not want to come to me. And we can work together. She said, I'm not a politician, you know. I'm a social worker. And so I want us to be able to work together. I did not have to think twice about that. Because my priority has to be to you, the constituency. It can't be to nobody else. It can't be to no other thing. So when I realized that was the reason for me to be able to work together, to save jobs, to work when issues come up, I agreed in Sister Clarice's presence. I recall Sister Clarice joking with Karen and say, Karen will invite me to now. I can come and help you shut some toys for the Christmas. So I took the offer. I told some members of my party, those who were always reaching out to me. As I said, you heard that I did not tell my political leader, but I give you the whole story that for months we have not been talking. For months there was no call. As I said, I showed up in his mother thing and I went to see him, and to me there was no resolution. There was a bitterness towards me. Because you see, remember, I was one of his biggest and most loyal fans. And to be talking about Peter David, he saw me as betraying him. He said, I'm the biggest betrayal he has ever seen. He told one of my colleagues that the biggest betrayal he has ever seen was from me. Because I just said, this is the opinion I had in him. And I was talking about transition, and I was talking about the fact that he said he's going. So that's where this came out from. I didn't say, well, we're throwing you out and we're getting rid of you. In fact, we agreed for him to be the leader of the opposition. But we are talking futuristic. Because he was saying that he's not staying. In fact, we were discussing, and I said, I'm going with you. When he said he's leaving, I said, well, I will be leaving with you. He said, no. Are you young? Are you have future bright? Or you have to stay and build the party? I will be behind the scene working. So when he said that, I say, well, and the truth is, most of you here, you always believe, most people in the constituency were saying that after Dr. Micheal is Peter David. There was a natural thing among the people. Not only in the Northwest, maybe the whole St. Andrew, even across Grenada, there was this issue where people were saying they saw it like a natural transition, and Peter will take over. So I was saying what the people were saying. In fact, some of my constituents after the election telling me, we have to support Peter, we have to think. So I was only relating what you were saying, and the truth is, I believe then that he would have been a good, as I said, transitional leader, because I was backing a female prime minister. So when I heard Akima Paul, the truth is, I was all up in her face, wanting her to take over after in the future. So the truth is, the whole issue is that anybody, and Scott will tell you, there are a lot of other members. I mean, I'm an MP, so you understand why all these problems are in the media and all back and forth, and all kind of things have been said about me, all kind of things have been circulated in Facebook from your own. And the truth is, it gets very stressful when you come from your own, because you do not expect that. So when you see people attacking on left, right, and center, I know some of my colleagues have to call people and say, that's our own, why are we attacking her? But some of my colleagues knew the issue from the start, and for some reason, even them afraid to voice their opinion on particular issue. And so, you know what they call battered women syndrome? That you feel that you are being abused, you feel that your back is against the wall, but yet you stay. But as leaders, I came from the Ministry of Social Development, and when married women or single women with a boyfriend, they're abusing them and fighting and doing whatever, we ask them to walk away. We say walk away from abuse. And so I expected, and I still expect, and I should not say about condemning every member, because as I said, the whole team is a good team. They will reach out to me, they have called me, members, but one of the problems I see, some people calling you and talking to you and they say, keep that off the record, because they do not want you to know, especially if they've been paid by the party. They are frightened. So I will have to decide. The women's arm asked me to meet with them, and so I agreed. I've met with many of members that we have, many of us have spoken. The truth is, I know you all that the party was trying to get a meeting with me. It wasn't the party. After the budget, with all the issues, my political leader said to me, I'm going to call you. We'll have a sit down. I waited from December to now. He has never called me. So they had a meeting and some members wanted to resolve the issue. So they were saying that, let's call a meeting. So they actually called a meeting. So the chairman, which is Brother Oliver Joseph, and I must commend Brother Oliver Joseph. Through all this headache, he has been there every time, calling, advising, giving counsel. Sometimes I do not always take the counsel, but he has always been there. So when I called, he was sending a letter. Even before I got the letter, I called him and I said, listen, I hear you planning to send a letter, but don't send it because I wouldn't come. Because I said, why would I come to a meeting with Clarice Modest and Mr. Bowen when the leader said he wants nothing to do with me? So I was not in the meeting, but many executive members called me and said, I was shocked today because the man said he wants nothing to do with you. But members are still asking for a meeting. So at that time, I get enraged and I say, no, I'm not meeting with these two persons. However, after a period of time passed, and I told the chairman, I said, listen, plan with the whole national executive a meeting. Let me come in and let's have a discussion on the way forward. Let us see how we can resolve and how we can talk. And let me say the truth. And let Dr. Micheal will be there. So let me say the truth. Let him say what he feels and let us deal with that issue. So the chairman decided we're going to plan a meeting. They plan a post meeting, they postpone it. And so they plan a meeting for Tuesday gone. And nobody called me to say anything. I just see in a chat saying that the meeting is postponed. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I decided that, and that's the reason why I called the meeting here, because I was waiting for him to come in person to meet you. Because I thought he was the best. I did not want to say all that I say here behind his back. I prefer to speak with him in his face, to say how much we had an excellent relationship. And I'm not sure why these personality issues have bring us this far. How you saw me as the best. You saw me as a mentor for your new members. You saw me as being one of the most honest after 2008 election. How come we reached to a case where I'm the worst now? And so much bitter things have been said about me. So many people have been attacking me left, right, and center. And listen, if I stand here to you and tell you, well, they did all that to me, and I was very quiet, and I did not do or say nothing, I'll be dishonest. The truth would not be in me, and God might smite me. When your back is against the wall as an individual, you are forced sometimes to say things to defend yourself. And so when members were coming to me and say, particular persons say, you are a traitor and you're an opportunist, I said some things to them that I won't even repeat here, because the person who was saying that had no moral authority to say that. Because to me, that's somebody who created all the problems in the National Party. And every member know that this particular person, that many of you do not know, is the one that behind the scenes created all the problems that we have. So to go in and try to recruit, and she started to call members in my constituency to try to put them against me. And so I got very vicious, and I said some things to some members because I wanted them to bring it back to them. And that's not me. That's been out of character. I remember some members calling me and said, that's not you. You have never been in any confusion. You have never been in any way. So I decided that, I look within myself and I say, I will not let anybody bring me down to be who I am not. And so I've made conscious effort to change as we move forward. Let me stand here and say to you, for the next 4 years, whether or not the New National Party wants me, or I will never resign as MP for the constituency of Canada. I will never resign. The people have elected me. You have spoken. And so I will stay with you. My commitment is to you. You have voted for me.
All right, there. We're going to cut it off right there. The remainder of this entire engagement is loaded on the Ride Along page. You guys can go on there and check it out. As Hon.Delma Thomas stating there that she will not resign. I do believe that there will be a lot more news where that came from in the next couple of days. Again, guys, within this week, guys, possibly very early next week, but we'll try to get it within this week. We have the husband of a former minister who is willing to share his entire story with us, right? Again, he was scheduled to be on today, but we had to shift that around because he needed much more time. So we're going to allocate that time for an entire program where he could speak about all the things that he needs to get off his chest. And we're going to have him as a guest here sometime this week. We're going to give you guys an exact date, at least a day in advance. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program today. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the welcome back, by the way. Got to tell you guys a few things that's happening right now if you're in Grenada and in New York. First and foremost, let's start with a night of love. A night of love. And that's Big Up the Sunshine promotion, bringing to you a night of love featuring Christopher Martin and Sanchez. Tickets are $80, VIP $400. And that's happening at the National Stadium, May 13th, a night of love. All right? Lovers vibe right there at the National Stadium, May 13th. Take your mother along. Take your loved one, take your wife, take your girlfriend to this. A night of love, Sanchez and Christopher Martin at the National Stadium. Also happening for Spice Mass. Yeah, guys, listen. I'm so excited about this carnival because there are so many things happening, right? First of all, you know, Amazing Colors, which is our sister company. Amazing Colors have been bringing Monday Night Mass for the past couple of years, right? One of the biggest Monday Night Mass in Grenada has always been Amazing Colors. But this year, Amazing Colors is not only bringing Monday Night Mass, but Amazing Colors is also bringing Jab. Yeah, Jab in color. Jab in color. So it's like an organized Juve band. So you come in, you get your package. The package would include a bag, your outfit, and there are different types of outfit. Let me show you guys different types of outfit to choose from. First of all, you have this one. This is Sassy Jab. This is Sassy Jab. For all this Sassy Jab and them is a top piece and a bottom piece. Real sexy, guys. You get that. You get your bottle with unlimited drinks. You get your, I got it right here, in fact. Where is my helmet? Jab helmet. See? I'm ready for the jab. Right? So you get your jab helmet. You get your unlimited drinks, also available. And that's the Sassy Jab. And we have the t-shirt package. Jab, we say, the t-shirt package. It's right here. There we go. This is the t-shirt package. It comes with a t-shirt, the bag, the bottles, the helmet, and a real vibes. So get your package for Juve, right? And if you're really feeling sexy, ladies, if you're feeling really sexy now, you could get a classy Jab. This is a really nice, sexy outfit. I want to see all in it. Sexy Jab. Now, all of these packages for Juve packages are available right now on rightbuy.com. All right, rightbuy.com. Classy Jab, Sassy Jab, and Jab, we say, all in time for Spice Mass Grenada Carnival. Talking about Spice Mass Grenada Carnival, we are talking about the launch of Grenada Carnival. And that's happening right here in New York City on May 7th. May 7th. Tons of artists will be there performing live. We have Dash, Natty and Thunder, Vaughn, Zingo is going to be there, Specky, Scala, Crave. Man, just artists galore. Everybody's going to be there. Get your tickets right now at godofed.com or contact me, inbox us, and we'll tell you where you can get your hard tickets. All right? That's Spice Mass launch right here in New York. It'll be amazing. Not forgetting Spice Mass launch in Grenada. Yeah, Spice Mass launch in Grenada. Guys, listen. Real vibes for Carnival this year. Real vibes for Carnival this year. So if you book your tickets, if you already book your tickets, your JetBlue for Carnival, you want to first get your jab package. You could do that, get it on rightbuy.com, and then get your ticket for the launch here in New York. Even if you're out of state, come in and be a part of this celebration right here in New York City. What else? If you want to advertise on Ride Along Live, please inbox us. We have a special package for the month of April, advertising special to get your business out, get your business viral. Inbox us or call 718-701-5720. Advertise on Ride Along Live. It pays to advertise. It pays to advertise. We'll be back.
Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc., providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc.
Established in 1998, Ross Road and Funeral Services continues to assist you plan the ideal funeral or memorial service locally or internationally. Our reputation is built on providing personalized funeral services based on love and compassion. Call Ross Road and Funeral Services at 718-547-0640.
Ross Road and Funeral Services, where your loved one is our loved one.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Also, guys, I had this flyer somewhere. Where is it? It's about Honorable Andy and Ron Redhead coming to New York. Let me see. Let me see if I could pull that up for you guys. I got to tell you guys about this. They're having a meet and greet in New York. Where is that flyer? I want to show you guys. All right, there. Oh, that's it. All right, there is it. There it is. So if you're in New York, and that's taking place, if you're here for the launch, so this is happening as well. Honorable Ron Redhead and Honorable Andy Williams will be in New York for the launch of the carnival. But they're having a meet and greet on the Saturday. So that's Saturday 6th. The launch is on the 7th, and this meet and greet is on the 6th. And it's taking place at the Cole Pot, located at 1466 St. John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. It's an indoor-outdoor venue. It starts at 4 p.m. We have tons of invited guests, artists, and entertainers. You don't want to miss this, guys. Again, it's happening on the 6th at 1466 St. John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. Check it out. This one is for the folks in Canada. Folks in Canada, Prime Minister Honorable Micheal and the delegation, they will be visiting Toronto, Canada, for Canada Long Weekend. That's on the June 1st. Tickets are $250. You can get your tickets right now. I'm not sure if they're sold out yet, because ticket was moving real fast. So if you're in Canada, guys, you want to get your ticket as soon as possible. 647-859-4142 or 647-242-9256 or 514-718-6471. That's all the updates we have for today, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Have a good one.